Hello and welcome to today's video. Tonight, we are going to step back in time and explore a fascinating piece of everyday life, the practice of sleeping outdoors. Imagine a hot summer night long before air conditioning, when the air inside the house felt heavy and still, when walls and ceilings trapped the heat of the day, and rest seemed impossible. What would you do? For millions of people across the world, the answer was simple. You took your bed outside, onto the porch, the balcony, the rooftop, or even into the park, searching for relief in the cooler night air. Before electric fans and modern cooling systems, summers could be brutal. Houses and apartments, especially in cities, became ovens at night. A small breeze outdoors could mean the difference between suffering and peaceful sleep, and so porches, verandas, rooftops, courtyards, and open yards became natural bedrooms. Families carried mattresses outside, children slept under the stars, and neighbors often gathered in the same space, sharing both the struggle against the heat and the joy of being together. Sleeping outdoors was not only practical, it was cultural. In ancient Egypt, people climbed onto flat rooftops and spread simple mats to rest under the sky. In India, families still carry woven beds called charpoys to terraces during hot summers, enjoying the night breeze. In the American South in the 19th and early 20th centuries, houses were built with wide porches specifically so people could sleep outside during sweltering nights. Around the Mediterranean, open-air resting went hand in hand with the tradition of the siesta, and in desert regions of Africa and the Middle East, sleeping under the stars was often the most natural way to end the day. These practices were more than survival, they were community. Neighbors would see each other at night, families would tell stories before falling asleep, children would gaze at the stars, and the rhythm of nature became part of daily life. So what did it actually look like? Sometimes people dragged full bed frames out to the porch or rooftop. Sometimes a simple mat, a blanket, or a hammock was enough. Insects were always a challenge, so mosquito nets often hung above the sleeping spaces in humid climates. In New York City during the early 1900s, thousands of poor families slept on rooftops, fire escapes, or directly on the sidewalks during heat waves. Old photographs show rows of children lined up on mattresses under the open sky. In some cities, authorities even opened public parks overnight so families could spread blankets on the grass. Outdoor sleeping was not just comfort, it was a survival tactic during dangerous heat waves, when the alternative of staying indoors meant real risk of illness or even death. Of course, sleeping outdoors brought benefits and risks. On the positive side, the air was cooler and fresher, sleep came more easily, and people felt a deeper connection with the natural rhythms of day and night. Some even felt more relaxed, hearing crickets, rustling leaves, or the distant hum of a quiet city. But there were always challenges: mosquitoes and the threat of malaria, unexpected rain or winds, noise, lack of privacy, and safety concerns in crowded cities. Yet for most people, the discomforts were worth enduring compared to the suffocating heat indoors. History gives us vivid stories of these practices. During the 1910 heat wave in New York, newspapers described families fleeing to rooftops and parks, while some desperate people even slept on ferryboats moving slowly across the harbor. In South Asia, many people still recall childhood memories of lying on the terrace under the stars, wrapped in thin sheets, while listening to crickets and waiting for the cool of dawn. In Texas and the American West, houses were often built with sleeping porches, open-air rooms designed specifically for rest during summer nights. These memories and traditions show how adaptable human beings are when facing the forces of nature. But as time passed, everything began to change. The widespread adoption of air conditioning in the mid-20th century transformed life. Suddenly, People could sleep indoors in comfort regardless of the season. At the same time, concerns about safety, privacy, urban crime, and pollution made the idea of outdoor sleeping less attractive. What was once normal became rare, and slowly the practice faded into history. Yet, interestingly, it has not disappeared completely. In recent years, the idea of sleeping outdoors has started to return in new forms. Camping and glamping have become popular worldwide. Health and wellness experts recommend reconnecting with nature, pointing out that fresh air and exposure to natural light can improve sleep quality, reduce stress, and reset the body's internal clock. Minimalist and eco-conscious lifestyles also encourage people to reduce dependence on machines and embrace natural living. In some hot regions where power cuts are common, rooftop or courtyard sleeping is still practiced today, proving that the tradition continues to live on. So what can we learn from all this? Sleeping outdoors is not just an old habit, but a reminder of how humans once lived closer to the natural world. It shows how resilient and creative people can be in the face of discomfort. It also reminds us that sometimes the simplest solution, like lying under the open sky, can bring peace, relief, and connection. Tonight, as you prepare to sleep in your air-conditioned room or under the gentle hum of a fan, imagine for a moment what it would be like to step outside, to lie beneath the stars, to feel the night breeze on your skin, and to listen to the sounds of the earth around you. Perhaps one day, we may all rediscover the quiet beauty and healing power of sleeping outdoors. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you enjoyed this journey into history and culture, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more long-form storytelling.